Welcome to the Photaudiography podcast. My idea behind the Photaudiography podcast is that photography is like a kind of vision that we as photographers must learn how to use. Now, with photography being a very visual medium, it probably seems weird to have tips and tricks relayed through a podcast. However, I think it's too often that as photographers, if we see someone else do something, we feel like we don't need to try it or do it. For example, if I showed you what happens when you change the white balance settings on your camera, you might not be inclined to play with your settings since you saw the results from changing the settings from me. But if you only hear me talk about what happens when you change your settings, you might be more inclined to try for yourself and see what results you get. I feel that the best way to learn photography is to try it for yourself and to learn from your mistakes. Hopefully, I can share with you some mistakes I've made over the years and help you avoid them. But I want you to first and foremost try things out for yourself and not be afraid to play around while learning. Think of photography as a theory in science, like the theory of gravity. Nothing can be proven, but we are constantly testing and getting results. There are no absolute right ways to do photography. You just need to test and see what results you get. There are, however, some guidelines to photography, which I'll be talking about in a future episode of the podcast. The first episode will be about equipment and what kind of camera you need, and talking a little bit about that and some misconceptions and things, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you later, Shutterbugs.